It's May 16th. Steve's in a Chinese kitchen. And this is your Fortean Slip news.
She's trying very hard to be quiet. From the Edinburgh News. Scotsman.com. So this must be like the Scottish newspaper or something, because it's Scotsman. This is about what do they call them? FOI, another Freedom of Information Act request from Edinburgh, apparently. The full extent of East. God, I'm starting out great this morning, Chris.
You're wonderful.
The full extent of East Lothian Council's dealings with the weird and wonderful world of freedom of information requests has been laid bare in a report to the local authorities' cabinet meeting. The council received 673 FOI requests between October and March, including queries about zombies, ghosts, and even the erotic novel 50 Shades of Grey, not Grays.
No,
because
Grace, that would be a movie about alien abductions.
Hey, that's a good idea. 50 Shades of Grays.
An alien bondage movie.
Maybe we get Fred to draw that up for us. 50 Shades of Grays. One unusual request about sightings of ghosts in council buildings revealed the local authority had previously given the go-ahead for an investigation into hauntings at Dunbar Townhouse. Council chiefs gave permission for a crew of 6 ghost hunters to enter the building in the dead of night during August 2013 in an attempt to communicate with the spirits. A report compiled by investigators claimed they heard mysterious tapping noises and snatched a glimpse of a shadowy, misty shape stalking the 16th century council chamber. Lights in the building's museum room were said to have been mysteriously flicked on by an unseen hand.
I mysteriously hear dishes today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. However, the ghost hunters admitted they were not aware if the lights were on a motion control sensor. Yeah, it could have been just that motion control sensor, but it was ghosts.
It's always ghosts.
Adding the attempts to make the lights come on by movement did not work. Another FOI request over the council's plans in the event of a zombie invasion threw up the concerning revelation that officials had given the matter little thought, with no specific action plan in place to deal with such an apocalyptic threat. How could that be? The council added several risk-specific plans are maintained by the East Lothian Council, including plans to respond to oil pollution, severe weather, and the off-site response plan for Torness Power Station. However, there is not a specific response plan for a zombie attack at this time. But should these types of attacks become a recognized threat, a specific plan will then be considered. See, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, they'll wait till the last minute and then come up with the idea. That always works.
I think zombie apocalypse is imminent, but apparently they don't. So. And FOI request
being
asking
reactive
about the number,
is always better than being proactive, Steve.
Right. I think that's how politicians work anyway.
Pretty much.
Yeah. As long as they're fattening their pockets at the same time, they don't give you. Well, we won't go into, but this is not a political show. A FOI request asking about the number of times 50 Shades of Grey had been borrowed from libraries across East Lothian found that the erotic novel, which was most popular in Musselburgh, where it had been borrowed 57 times. A council spokeswoman said FOI requests have been
seven more. That's varied. 7 more than 50 Shades, Steve.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good observation there, Chris.
Yeah.
From the StarGazette.com. This is about a little kid. I like it. It's a good story. Wellsburg. A large inflatable globe marked with sightings around the world hangs over his bed. A bulletin board holds a New York State map crowded with pins and precise locations. A thick binder divided by county holds detailed reports on individual sightings. Meet Cal Marks of Wellsburg, Bigfoot
Could you get
researcher.
Marsha to make me a coffee, Steve?
I can ask. Would you like me to ask? What do you like in your coffee, Chris?
2 sugars and cream. And could she ship that like fucking priority mail to Maine? I need it within the next 20 minutes.
A thick binder. Oh, I already read that. Meet Cal Marks of Wellsburg, Bigfoot researcher and aspiring cryptozoologist. His mom calls this amiable 11-year-old Sasquatch, a play off his name and interests. Some kids think I'm crazy. No shit.
We think you're crazy for getting into this shit.
Oh boy, poor kid. He's got a long, hard life ahead of him.
He has no idea what he's getting into. Much like Jay Cooney.
Yeah. They are trying to tell me Bigfoot is not real, said the Broadway Elementary School 5th grader. I tell them, well, with all the sightings, photographs, and videos for evidence, how can they all be hoaxes? Just over 20% of Americans
Let me tell you, kid.
You gotta love the youngins. Just over 20% of Americans believe Bigfoot, the tall, hairy humanoid of the forest dweller known as Sasquatch, and other names throughout the world, according to the October 2014 Chapman University Survey of American Fears. Count Cal and his mother among them. His father, Bill, and brother Cade, 15, are undecided, while brother Cole is a non-believer, but he's only 13. So, since I was like 7 or 8, I had an interest in cryptozoology, the search for hidden or unknown animals, and Bigfoot, Cal said. It's cool, and there might be something new to discover. Yeah, there's going to be something new to discover, all right.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
Friday through Sunday, he'll be among like-minded folks because he's going to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference.
Let me introduce you to a guy named Rick Dyer.
Yeah. Or just about any other name in the Bigfoot community, to be honest.
Here's a guy named Todd Standing.
Anyway, Cal's down in Ohio right now at the Salt Fork State Park Ohio Bigfoot Conference. Cal turned, I should have went. I could have met Cal. Cal turned 11 on May 8th, and the Ohio trip was a surprise gift, said his mother, Kim Marks, a 7th grade social studies teacher at Broadway Academy. He was diagnosed with Lyme disease in October, ended up with Bell's palsy. He was in a pretty rough shape, she said. In addition, he broke his upper right arm in March for the second time in 3 years due to a cyst that has thinned out the bone, she said. He can't play baseball or do much of anything else physical right now. For those reasons, he wanted to do something special for him, she said. The Ohio gathering features well-known Bigfoot researchers, and Cal hopes for a close encounter with one of them. Bob Gimlin and the late Roger Patterson recorded a short film in Northern California, and that's who Cal really wants to meet, apparently. Mark DeWorth organizes the Ohio Conference. It's in its 27th
Doesn't he know there's a guy that has Bigfoot portals?
Yeah, there is a guy. There's several guys.
Yeah. It's amazing, Steve. It's crazy. This kid, he should be seeing this man. He's a psychologist.
Oh, anyway, I got it because Cal sounds like a pretty decent kid, and he actually does this for school. So Cal's research into locations of Bigfoot sightings earned him first place as a 4th grader at his school's science fair last year. Good job, Cal.
Way to go, Cal. Cal's also from the planet Krypton.
We wish the kid some luck with his Bell's palsy and Lyme disease. We wish him more luck in dealing with.
We wish him way more luck in dealing with the Bigfoot community.
His other affliction of Bigfoot research, there is no cure. And in our final story tonight, from the dailymail.co.uk. Is this our best hope for finding alien life? There's a new powerful radio telescope array that can scan the entire sky instantly. Oh, that sounds cool. Every night, our sky pulses with radio light waves, most of which go unseen. A new array of radio antennas in California, called the Owens Valley Long Wavelength Array, is now gearing up to catch some of this action. By scanning the entire sky at once, the array aims to pick up signals from flaring stars, flashing planets, and potentially in life.
I like the sentient life far more than anything else that they're looking for.
Yes. Yeah. Our new telescope lets us see the entire sky all at once, and we can imagine everything instantaneously, said Greg Hallinan, the assistant professor of astronomy at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena. So wasn't there a little old lady from Pasadena?
There was.
Yes. The array has produced a new video of the radio sky showing how it flickers and morphs over 24 hours. One of the key goals of the project is to monitor extrasolar space weather. Because why? I don't know. The interaction between nearby stars and their orbiting planets.
Don't you know, like, the fucking solar storms can wipe us out, Steve? Like, every fucking, I don't know how many years, they're like, oh, we're going to have a solar flare, and could fuck with electronics, and then it happens, and nothing really fucking significant happens.
Yeah.
I guess that it can. I don't know, but I can see how this could be a worthwhile tool, I guess.
I think it would be a great idea, to be honest with you.
It seems kind of cool.
Yeah, the Owens Valley Long Wavelength Array, that's a long fucking name, might also be able to gather traces of radio light from the very first stars and galaxies. The biggest challenge is that this weak radiation from the early universe is obscured by the radio emission from our own Milky Way galaxy, which is about 1 million times brighter than the signal itself. So you have to be very carefully calibrated data to see it, said Hallinan. That's one of the primary goals of their collaboration, excuse me, to try to get the first statistical measure of that weak signal from our cosmic dawn. The story does go on. It's very long, but you can find the rest at the dailymail.co.uk. And I've always wondered, Chris, how did our galaxy get named after a fucking candy bar? My favorite candy bar, by the way.
I don't know.
Well, Three Musketeers I like better, but Milky Way is pretty good.
I guess it does kind of look like a big milkshake being stirred around. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. What came first, the candy bar or the galaxy?
I don't know. Marsha, give me a Snapple.